Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Friday, May 1, May Day, the year 2020. Let's talk trading. We have the weekly wrap up and the monthly open all on the same day. And I need you traders to understand these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Trading is extremely risky. You can lose all of your money. If you need trading, investment, or financial advice, seek the advice of an accredited financial professional. And when you're trading, always have your risk management in place. And also, we also talk about brain management. Remember, pain does not come from the market. Pain comes from your reaction to the market. And I also have Walmall on the line. How you doing today, Walmall?
I'm doing great. It's been a good day of trading, and I hope that it's been a good day for all of our fellow traders out there.
So as you can see on the weekly, all the gaps have filled. Okay, we're starting off the month, the pound going down, red candle, but we're still up for the week. And as you can see here, we escaped out of the opening range for the week, which is the high and low for the first day, trading day of the week. And note here, we almost hit the high of the monthly inside bar that happened 1 month ago, yesterday, but price has retreated off of that area. You can see that. Still a bunch of inside bar trades here on the monthly, so you might want to look at your charts and look at those inside bars. Actually, since this is the new inside bar, because this was last month was the inside bar, so you can see here we're just coming down off of that monthly high area. For the day, we've got, let's see, 4, 6, 10, 11 pairs with the 100 range. Pound at 85, the euro 55, dollar yen 75. And we're going to start looking at the EJ, but interesting, it's only at 48 pips today. That is really interesting, because usually EJ has more movement than the EU. Maybe that's why I stopped trading the EJ. I think maybe the range went down on it. You can see here on the pound, took out the daily pivot. And you green rats, get ready, because you're in the green rat zone here. In fact, only 5% of the time is close minus low this amount of pips. Which right now looks like 3. Not too often. Okay, we took out today's pivot. Where is the new monthly pivot? Can I find the new monthly pivot? Whoops, hit the wrong pair there. How'd that happen? That was the last month. That's interesting. I have to figure out, maybe there's a problem in the indicator. Why it's not, because that's a daily high. Wait, is this the monthly pivot here? Yeah, monthly pivot 1.2466 on the pound. You can see we've got a missed weekly pivot here. That's the only one for this year on the pound. In and out of that upper wick zone. Once again, wick zones. Simple horizontal line trades that pay off. Looking at the Walmall. And I guess Walmall himself, I think he slaughtered the pound today.
Yeah, I had a really good day with the pound, and I was able to go and pick up a couple of two Walmall trades where one of them I got 10 pips, or actually a little bit more than that, about 12 pips, and one I got about talking about my 10-5-1 went up, hit the 5, didn't go any past that. Retreated back, and I got my one. And then I've been playing around with another secondary method where I picked up a bunch of other pips. But more importantly, I was able to get my core pips of making goal of 10. So using the wall mall method again today, and I did that. I'm not sure what server time would be for you on your charts, but probably about 2 hours ago from whatever it is right now on your server time.
Well, we can just talk in GMT time.
Yeah, we could do that. And hold on one second. Give me a second here, and I'll tell you where that happened. Got to go and pull that.
Well, it's not really that important, but traders, it's kind of funny since Walmart and I were on the phone often enough where when we're talking, we wind up hitting each other with our words. In fact, he just beat me up with my own words. Because I took a pound trade and I wanted to go short. I think it was that the top of this hour?
It was.
Yeah, I went short, and instead of it giving me the entry at 25.30, it put me in at something like 28.4. It's like it slipped me or 28.5. It slipped me, 1.5 pips. And then on the exit, I was up like 2 points or something. And I just wanted to exit that trade because I had such a poor entry. So just give me a couple of points. Well, then they slipped me another 1.3. So I wound up with losing, 1.3 pips on the trade. It was just... And what did you tell me, Walter?
Well, I don't recall exactly what I said. Oh, Romo. I called you Romo. I called you Mr. Romo, I believe.
No, you called me. No, that was on the EJ trade. You called me You said no Romo.
That's right. I don't recall what I called you on that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you just reminded me. You said, remember that one guy talked about the market makers or something, and I said, well, that's just trading.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What I reminded you was that that's trading the market. Things like that are going to happen. It's people are always looking for excuses. The market did this to me. No, the market didn't do it to you. It's just what happens, and you just have to go and deal with it and trade with it. And I use actually the analogy of a NASCAR or race driving. You can be out on a track and you can go and have somebody cut you off. Well, you've got two choices. You can get really mad at the guy for doing it, and probably good reason to do that. But at the same time, you need to keep it under control, or else you're going to get yourself into a mess. And I think what I actually said to you at that point in time is, on the racetrack it'd be life-threatening, but you know what? If you don't keep your emotions in check, it can be life-threatening also in the trading world too, because you could waste your account because you're going to go and start doing revenge trades. You're going to get mad. You're going to, do things that you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, that's for true. Yeah, on the racetrack, it's definitely. And the thing is, you could be doing everything right, and the guy in front of you could blow an engine, spin out, check up or something, and next thing you know, you're in a wreck. You did nothing wrong. Nothing. You were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. And that's racing.
And in the market, that's why we do risk management, because if we have risk management in place, when we get into a wreck, because I promise you, if you're trading for, more than a day, you're going to lose, and you're going to lose something, but do you have the risk management in place to go and keep you in a safe zone?
Yeah, and then I guess on the Romo, what happened was I just wanted to make up that loss, so I think I took, what was it, like point, I don't know, 6 points or something off of an EJ trade, which had I just stuck to the normal trading plan, I would have probably, what was it? I think it was good for 5 or something. So that just goes to show that whatever happened before, you have to you just forget about it. Forget about it, and just
walk away from it.
Yeah, and just get in the game. Do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it. Be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there, and just trade, and not.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, and that's we trade statistics because we know in the long run it comes back around and helps us. And, and when we sit there and, try to bend the rules for whatever reason, that's when we start to get into trouble. And that's also when we start to have some regret, because now we're sitting there with, well, I could have had 5, but I only took 1.
Yeah.
But if I traded, you got nothing to lean on other than what you just did. But if you go and get into the trade, and let's say it goes up to 5, and you stop loss, my rules anyway, brings you up to that +1, and then the market takes you out, you got nothing to regret. That's your trading plan. That's
right.
okay, because in the long run, your trading plan works.
Right. And like on the GU trade, it got me in bad. What I could have done was, okay, well, I'll just take the extra 1.3 or whatever. I think it's 1.3, and just say, okay, that'll just be an additional risk, 1.3 pips. I could have very easily done a 10-5-1, probably would have gotten a 1, or I could have just said, you know what, this sucker is gonna range. It has to. So I'll just put put the stop loss here, put the TP here, and just sit back. And I would have been about a 15-minute wait or so, and that would have been that.
Right. And the thing is, that would have been that one way or the other. Either you took a win or you took a loss, but you put your stop loss in there to go and protect yourself, and you're not going to lose more than you'd want to lose on a particular trade. So that's okay.
Yeah, because that would have been, the people that like the risk reward. I could have risked what? In that case, it would have been a risk of 11, call it 12 pips to make 10. So,
right.
Pretty much a 1-to-1. It's just on the slippage they got me. So, and who knows? Maybe on the exit, it might have gone in my favor and it would have slipped the other way, because that happens not too often, but it does happen.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. So, but again, that's just what trading is. And, I just want to go and say, I know we don't have much time left, but the thing that's important is when you got put into that trade and you got put into a bad position, you can't go at that point and have regret over getting into the trade. And you need to go and say, I'm in the trade. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Okay. What does my trading plan say to do at this point in time? What does my trading plan say to do?
Mm-hmm.
Follow that. Don't follow, I got into something, a mess because the broker went and, quote unquote, stole a pip from me or whatever.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It's the market moves against you. And I don't even know if the broker stole money from you as much as the market just moved against you at that point in time.
Yeah.
The bigger question is, what are you going to do? You're in the plan. You're in the trade. What does your trading plan say to do at this point in time?
Yeah. Now, traders out there, notice here this big H1 candle here on the pound that happened yesterday. You see how price is trying to get back to the open. This is a super return bar. So when we look at the euro, and this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for price to come back here. As you can see, price has a mind of its own. It's already, gone through the previous day's high, crossed back below it, crossed back above it, and is going up again. But it might not happen today. But I'm just saying, there's too many buyers down here. They almost have to return price. But of course, nothing has to happen. It's the market. And guess what? While the timer's going to go off, and that means I got 1 minute left in the video. Yesterday, boys and girls and non-binary traders, we talked right through the end. So I'm going to try to remember to use the stopwatch or the timer, so I don't do that anymore. But I hope everybody had a good month last month. And for those traders who are struggling, pick one method, pick one pair, stick with it. Put your stop in place, and know if you choose one of my methods, you've got statistics on your side. I can't, if you're a squiggly line trader, you're on your own there, because I don't know. But anyway, here we go. It's the end of the week and the beginning of the month. Have a great weekend, and when you come back to trade, just remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So drain the banks and come down here and click subscribe. Thank you.